Hi everyone, I'm Renee and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I made these chocolate covered marshmallow bunnies that are super cute for Easter. For these marshmallows, I'm using this silicone bunny mold that I got from Walmart for about $5. I'll have it linked below, and if not this exact same one, I'll have one very similar. The first step to making chocolate covered marshmallows is to, of course, melt some chocolate. I'm using coating chocolate in this video, but you can use real chocolate. That would just have to be tempered. The benefit of the coating chocolate is that it does not need tempering. I put it into a pastry bag and snipped the end so I could neatly fill the cavities. Now you don't need to fill the cavity completely, just a little bit into the bottom of each one. And then I used a paintbrush to coat the sides of the mold so everything is fully coated with chocolate. My molds were a little bit too full of chocolate. I want space for the marshmallow, so I just shook out a little bit of that excess onto a piece of parchment and then used an offset spatula to clean up the edges. Now this whole process is a lot easier if you just make one color of chocolate covered bunny, but I had to make things difficult because I wanted the colors to be festive and I'm doing 4 different colors. So I melted down some yellow candy melts as well and coated my molds with those. I also used pink candy melts, and these happened to be strawberry flavored, which smelled really good, and I thought they would be really yummy with the marshmallow filling. And the last color was this teal. And if you're wanting to know exactly what products I used in this video, remember, I always have a full supply list in my description box with links to the exact products whenever possible. Once all of the cavities are filled and coated, I'm going to let the chocolate set completely. When the chocolate is set, it's time to start the marshmallow recipe. To the bowl of a stand mixer, add half a cup of water, and then we're going to add gelatin. This is unflavored gelatin. There's no sugar in it. It's just gelatin, and you need 2 packets. Add that to the water and give it a quick mix so everything is combined. Once all the gelatin is moistened, set that aside and let the gelatin bloom. Next, we'll mix the sugar solution that gets heated on the stove. You need a heavy bottom pot with tall sides. You want this much bigger than you think you need because the sugar has a tendency to bubble up quite a bit. So into my pot, I'm going to add 1.5 cups of granulated sugar as well as 2/3 cup of light corn syrup. And finally, 1/2 cup of water, and give everything a mix so it's thoroughly combined. Next, we'll bring the pot over to the stove and cook our sugar solution. You're going to start the mixture over medium-high heat to bring it to a boil. And make sure you're using a candy thermometer because we're trying to bring this to 240 degrees Fahrenheit exactly. Once the mixture is boiling, drop the heat to medium and keep an eye on that thermometer. Remember, 240 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the softball stage. Just before the sugar is reaching the right temperature, you want to start your stand mixer whipping that gelatin to break it up. Make sure you're watching that temperature. You don't want your sugar to burn or go over that softball stage, or the marshmallows will be too firm and kind of tough and chewy. As soon as you see it reach that temperature, remove the pot from the heat. And with the mixer going on low, you're going to slowly pour in your sugar, being very careful because it's very hot and it could easily burn you. Just go slow and drizzle in that sugar syrup until it's all into the bowl. When all the sugar is mated in, go ahead and increase that speed to high, and you're going to let this whip for about 10 minutes. You're looking for the batter to become white and opaque. It will be thick and ribbony and about doubled in volume. And here you can see how the mixture has increased in volume, and you can see how ribbony it is coming off the sides and definitely nice and white. And this is our marshmallow batter. Now's the time to add flavorings. I'm using a teaspoon of vanilla bean paste, but you could use a teaspoon of vanilla extract if you'd like, and give it another quick whip just to incorporate that flavoring. I have my marshmallow in a pastry bag, again to try and keep things neat because this is a very sticky batter. And you have to work very quickly because the marshmallow starts to set almost immediately. I'm just going to go in and pipe some of that delicious marshmallow into each cavity. In an effort to make the backs somewhat smooth, I'm using a little bit of Crisco on my finger and I'm going to pat down any ridges or peaks that were left behind from the piping. The recipe quantities I give in this video are for a full batch of marshmallow, which is entirely too much for these molds. So you can always mold the rest into, this is just a loaf pan, and dust the top with some powdered sugar. Now, if you're only making this recipe, go ahead and just have the recipe and it will work just fine. With all the marshmallow taken care of, I went with more of my melted chocolates just to fill in the back of the mold and use my spatula to somewhat level it off. Some of those peaks did stick up a little bit above the rim of the mold, so I smoothed it over as best as possible and then went back with a spatula to add just a little bit more chocolate right on top of those peaks so everything would be fully encased in chocolate. Once everything's covered, you want to give this a good 4 hours or so that both the marshmallow and the chocolate has plenty of time to set up. Then you can give a gentle tug on the mold to release the chocolate from the sides and carefully push each little bunny out. And these are super cute chocolate covered marshmallows in the shape of a bunny, and you could leave them as is. They're super adorable just like this and would be a really cute addition to any Easter basket. But of course, I need to decorate them. I love to add simple little details just to liven things up, so I used royal icing and piped 2 small black dots for eyes with 2 small white dots as reflection marks. Then I used the white to pipe 3 little whiskers on either side of the face. With pink royal icing, I made a little nose and then just pulled it down to give it a little triangle shape, and then outlined the ear shapes with more of the pink. And with a damp paintbrush, I'm going to do a brush embroidery effect, or somewhat of a brush embroidery effect. It's not perfect, but this just gives the ears a little bit of texture and makes them look a little bit like fur. What a cute little bunny marshmallow. And of course, I made the same simple little face on each of these bunnies, but of course you could always leave them blank and they're just as cute and just as delicious. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I hope you give this recipe a try. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss new videos, and click the bell icon so you can be notified every time I post.